All right. Thank you so much, Master Willis, for taking time to be with us today. So briefly, introduce yourself and basically your background in Tong-Il Moo-Do.
Okay, I'm called Master Willis Ogalo. Background in Tong-Il. Tong-Il I started while it was called Wado, long like 20 years ago. So when I joined the arts, initially I was doing taekwondo, also I did karate, shotokan, I did gujru, kinawa. So I've done other arts.
Yes.
But Tong-Il Moo-Do I joined 20 years ago while it was called Wado. So that's where I started. And, from there, they changed the name. With some technique also was changed to Tong-Il Moo-Do.
Okay.
So initially it was Wado. Yes.
So what really inspired you to transition from other arts to Tong-Il Moo-Do?
Okay, well, I was doing taekwondo. I had some limitation. Had a limit. Taekwondo, basically, you are working on kicks.
Yes.
That's on the lower part of the body.
Yeah.
When I joined karate, also we are working much on the upper part of the body.
Yes.
So when I joined Wado,
Yes.
it was both. We were working on the lower and the upper.
And the upper.
And also we had all the judo techniques. We had some ground fights. We had some locks, which we are not doing in taekwondo and karate.
And karate.
So that's inspired me a lot. So I knew when I learned it, I'll be all style.
Okay.
So I can work with the taekwondo guy, karate guy.
Yes.
I didn't have any problem with that.
All right.
Yes.
So my other question is, the other question I have is, since you're here, are you attending the 11th edition of Mombasa Opens as a coach or as an athlete?
No. Currently, for the last 4 years, I've been promoted. I'm attending it as official.
Okay.
So I'm no longer a coach here. I'm not athletic. I'm here as an official. So I'm just waiting for my day.
For your day?
My day will start as from tomorrow.
As from tomorrow,
yes.
Okay. So basically, in the preparation for Tong-Il, for this 11th edition, what are some of the preparation techniques that maybe the Federation has been doing to ensure that the edition is going to be a success?
Okay, I can talk on behalf of Nairobi team.
Yes.
Because I'm based in Nairobi.
Yes.
That's where my background is. We had organized some mini inter-county tournaments. So we have had like 3 tournaments before we came for this international one.
Yeah.
So we had prepared technically because we were here last year. So also we learned also from our brothers from abroad. So we learned some of the techniques like locks. We work on the speed. Yeah. So the technical. So also we have been learning. Tournament is a matter of learning. Yes. So we learned some techniques also from those guys from abroad. We have worked on them. We have polished them. So technically, I think team is ready. Yes. Also we have organized some mini tournaments in Nairobi. Also we have had some tournaments also in Eldoret, in Kitale. So I think the build-up, the warm-up we have done, the team is set. Okay, that's good.
So what are your championship expectations, especially for the Kenya team this year? Since this is an international tournament.
We have been champion for the last 10 years.
Okay.
To being a champion, we say sometimes is easier, but to retain it, to defend this, is somehow difficult.
Yes, yes.
So last year we had a very big challenge. The Kenya team, they had a big challenge.
Yes.
Actually, team from Thailand, team from Philippines, and our neighbors from Zambia. Yeah. Yes, they were challenging countries. Yes. So team also is prepared, and we are prepared to face them and also to defend our title. Okay. So we have confidence on the team. Okay. Yes.
So since you have been in Tong-Il for 20 years.
It's over now.
Yeah, over.
Yes.
What are some of your most memorable moments, as an athlete, as a coach, as an official? Which are some of your most memorable moments?
I think I can remember when I was still a player.
Yes.
And also as a coach, also I've been having some challenges. But when I was a player, there was a time I got injured in my first bout. And I had to go have like 6 before I reached to the quarters. Yeah. So the first bout I was beaten, and cut, and also had a weak teeth, was beaten. So it was a very big challenge for me. Yeah. And the fact that also I had my junior boys, I was in the tournament with my boys. Yeah. So it was a challenge to me.
Yeah.
My firstborn already won the gold medal.
Okay.
And Dad, the first boat, is bleeding.
Oh,
so
no.
It was a big challenge.
Yes.
But I persevered. I worked hard, and until I reached the finals.
Yes.
Eventually, I was number 2.
Okay.
So I got the silver.
Yes.
That one was the most challenging tournament I've ever had.
You've ever had.
In fact, in the first round, I was bleeding and playing at the same time. But I said, I'm okay, I can continue. I could only break for 1 minute.
Yeah.
They did for me a first aid.
Yeah.
Back to the ring again.
Yeah, yeah.
So that one's the challenging.
Yeah.
As a coach, sometimes you have the challenge of finance.
Yes.
Yes, as a national team coach, we have been having a lot of challenges, especially with the government.
Yeah.
They normally promise to sponsor the tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe the last minute, like last year,
Yeah.
it was a very big challenge.
Yeah.
We had to feed the student from our pocket.
Yeah.
So it was that one the worst.
Yeah,
I've
it
ever
was a
seen.
very big challenge.
It was a very big challenge.
Okay.
Actual team from Nairobi. We don't have a relatives here in Nairobi, Mombasa.
Yeah.
So we had to feed them, transfer them from here to back to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Nairobi to here.
Yeah.
It's a very big challenge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, others are just normal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is Tong-Il Moo-Do philosophy or martial arts philosophy.
Yes.
How has that impacted you in your personal life and also in your martial arts journey?
Tong-Il Moo-Do, as I said, is quite different with other arts. We dwell much on the theory part of it.
Yeah.
There's a level when you have a black belt. Now you are 85 of your training should be the internal part of it.
Yeah.
In other arts, they work a little on the theory, they are much on the practical part of it. So when you work much internally, you become strong internally.
Yeah.
It helps you all round.
Yeah.
So you instill that discipline, you are ready, you are somebody who is flexible,
Yes.
you can persevere, you can undergo a lot of challenges, but you can just persevere.
Yeah.
So in Tong-Il Moo-Do itself, mostly in the internal part of it, you become strong internally.
Internally.
Rather than externally.
So you're able to persevere.
Yeah, ready to persevere.
You have confidence.
I have confidence.
So you keep on moving.
Yes.
Okay, so being a coach, what are some of the recovery techniques that you use, especially for the athletes? For instance, you see that maybe for the last couple of days, they've had a lot of intense trainings. What are some of the recovery techniques that they use to recover, either mentally or physically?
I think at this moment, the players should be working much mentally.
Yeah.
Yes. Not the technical part of it. It's too late now.
Yes, it's too late.
You can't train them, you can't give them a good technique, a new technique today, and tell him to go and use it tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So those who are in charge of the team currently, they should be working much internally. They should build confidence on the students, just polish on few things, but not introducing a new technique at this moment.
At this moment,
no, it's not too late.
Yeah.
So what they should be working on, and what also I've been sharing with some of the senior students, the mental part of it.
Yeah.
Yes, the practical part of it, no, I don't even do.
No.
I only talk with them, build them mentally, prepare them mentally.
Yeah.
That's what, as me, I'm doing to them now.
Okay.
By the practical part of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you look at as Tong-Il as a sport, what do you think? Maybe as a Kenya, as the Nairobi team, what are the plans for the next maybe 5 years, or what are the future plans? Where do we see Tong-Il in Kenya in 5 years?
So far in Nairobi, let's talk in Nairobi region. In the next 5 years, we have introduced Tong-Il Moo-Do in schools, which for the last years have not been there. So as me, I have over 200 kids in one school.
Wow.
And next year, I'm hoping to get more.
To get more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's our future.
Yes.
We can't talk of the current team you have, Kenya team.
Yeah.
These are just here for maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
But our future, we should start from the ground.
From the schools.
Start from the schools.
Yeah.
The primary schools. That's where our future is.
Okay.
So that's our plan.
Yeah.
That's what we are working on.
All right.
And I'm happy at least we have one step ahead.
Yes, at least we are now in school.
Yes, I'm in schools, and also some of my senior students also have given some of their schools. I have like 6 schools in Nairobi.
Oh, that is great.
And also I have a college also.
Okay.
So I also trying to introduce some of my senior students to those schools.
Okay.
So that they can be, in future, they'll be the instructor, I'll be just overseeing. Yes.
So that brings me to my next question, which is, do you think we have a proper coaching system in one, Kenya as a nation, as Tong-Il as a sport?
So far, it's no.
No.
My answer can be no.
So,
because during our time, before we were called coaches, we had a seminar for 42 good days with our grandmasters. So we were trained.
Yes.
For 42 good days. We were at the camp, no going home. You are there for 42 good days, being trained to be a coach.
To be a coach.
I've never seen even for 1 week for our current coaches.
For our current coaches.
Yeah, so I can say no.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's us who are there, and now currently also we are few, is to guide the upcoming coaches.
Yeah.
Yes, at least to give them some few tips on how the communication, because coach is not just a matter of skills. Okay. You must have a communication skill.
Yeah.
Yes, that one must be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is your recommendation to make sure that we have a coaching system? What would you recommend?
I think the coaching, for me, I could recommend as a federation, they need to organize. Maybe on a quarterly.
Yes.
Have a seminar, have a training for the coaches.
Yes.
Before they go back to their local clubs.
Yeah.
Let's have a training for the coaches, specifically for the coaches.
For the coaches.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it should be done quarterly.
Quarterly.
That one will improve.
Will help.
Otherwise, if things the way they are, we are going. Our days are being numbered.
Yeah.
Yes. And then after that?
True.
Yeah, that will be the end of it.
Yeah, we need to have the art of training, upskilling, and in a right way.
In a right way.
Not just assuming.
No.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
it should be
that makes sense.
Yes.
So something else I wanted to ask you is, do you meditate as an individual?
Definitely we do.
You do meditate?
That one is obvious.
Yeah.
Yes, we do it whether we are training or
no.
we are not training. That one is nature.
And what is the importance of meditation in martial arts? Or in sports, basically? In
sports, it brings harmony. Also, it brings the unity between mind and body.
Yes.
In most cases, when you do something, you say, I regret, I wish I never knew.
Yeah.
But in the martial arts, there's a flow between mind and body.
Yes.
Which is there also in matching Tong-Il Moo-Do, our theory part of it.
Yeah.
So before you do anything, there must be the flow between mind and body. That's the basic, the bottom line of meditation. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
so
also to think positively.
Think positively.
Yes, whether things are tough, at least things are, that's part of life.
Yeah.
You take it lightly, you take it positively.
And you move
they are not permanent. Yes, they'll like reach a time, things will change.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how do you ensure, or how do you try and build confidence for the students or the Kenya team before they get into the dojan?
Just a word of encouragement. Just talk with them.
Yeah.
As I said, now what we can do now, the internal part of it, building confidence, talking with them, encouraging them. So that's what we can do now.
Yeah.
And we are doing. I think most coaches also are doing the same.
That.
Yes.
Okay. That is nice. So now your take about this is an international championship or tournament.
Yes.
What is your take in terms of the cultural exchange that happens between the different countries and Kenya to the different countries? Do you think there's an impact? Or?
There's an impact because before 2020, we used to have 2 tournaments outside the country. So we used to go to Korea, maybe Thailand. Yeah. We learn something from them. We see the equipments they have. Also, if they come here in Kenya also. So we used to have an exchange program, exchange tournament.
Yes.
It was not just purely Kenya.
Yeah.
No, we used to go to Korea, also learn. So it's a good learning process. Yeah. People also, it bring a lot of impact to the students, both the officials, because when you go to Korea, let's say, assume you have an international tournament outside Kenya, you have a seminar there for the officials.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yes.
You have a thorough training before you go to the ring to be an official.
Yeah.
But when it comes here in Kenya, so tomorrow we just be given the gadgets, go and sit there. So we don't have that. It's just a brief one.
Yeah.
But when you go outside, they are very serious about it. You have to go undergo a two weeks
thorough training.
The students are training on the other side, but the officials are on the other side.
On the other side.
Yes.
I think that is something that we should borrow.
Yeah, should borrow
and make it a culture.
A culture.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That is interesting.
Yes.
And basically, maybe you can just give a closing remark to athletes who are watching, to coaches that are watching. What is, to keep them going and, to keep on. The sport is martial arts. Being a martial artist, I know. Martial arts sometimes can really push you to the limits, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
But to keep you going for over 20 years is an inspiration to me as an athlete and to many who are out there, who are coaches, who are athletes, and one day they really want to continue and keep pushing. So maybe you can just give them a word of advice, parting shot.
Just a word of advice to the upcoming athletes. Martial arts is perseverance. Martial arts is endurance. Martial arts is building confidence. You must have confidence.
Yeah.
And martial arts is, you need also to meditate.
Yeah.
Yes. Martial arts, it should be always positive-minded person. The negatives will come, but try to delete them.
Yeah.
Try to be positive-minded person.
Yeah.
Have a dream. Set a goal. So if you have all those, you'll be a good martial artist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So my amazing viewers, you have heard from Master Willis. Basically, in martial arts and in Tong-Il Moo-Do, it starts with a lot of internal perseverance, endurance, and understanding yourself internally so you can become a successful athlete. So thank you so much, Master Willis, for taking time to share your insight, to share your story, and to share your motivation with us and our viewers. And thank you so much, and we look forward to watching you in action tomorrow as an official. And sometimes maybe we'll reach out to you for a few words here and there and explanations, but we will be there to watch the game and cheer on our Kenyan team. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Daktari, and have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you.